Hi everyone, my name is Nale, and thank you for tuning in to my very first YouTube video. So if you haven't really been on YouTube, then you haven't really missed anything because you are right on board just at the right time. Make sure that you don't miss any new videos that comes from Blank Spaces with Nale by subscribing to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. So let's get into it. I released a video about a few days ago, and it is talking about my channel, which is Blank Spaces, and basically a brief description of what inspired the name. I'm of a belief that it's never too late to rewrite your story. It's never too late to get to a place where you recognize that perhaps things the way they are is not how you'd like them to be, and you just want something different, something new from your life. The beauty of it is life is a growth and life is a process. So as a person should be, you should be in a position to constantly improve yourself and to grow to be the person that you want to be. So from that place, then we have to understand that in order to rewrite your script, in order to change certain things about your life, in order to go or be where you'd like to be, that means it's also very important to question how you view things. Our title today is how your perspective can improve your life. How your perspective can improve your life. So stay tuned because I'm going to be sharing with you guys very useful tools that I actually learned in my life, and I've been applying it. I've been, at different points of my life I got different ideas or I got different lessons, and I'm comfortably in a place in my life where I would actually like to share the things that I've learned. So the first point on this journey of improving our lives by evaluating our perspective. Remember guys, you do not know everything. And not only do you not know everything, but it is not important for you to know everything in order for you to be fulfilled or relevant or happy. Instead, you're actually putting yourself under unnecessary pressure by you putting out the perception that you know everything. You miss an opportunity to learn. And oftentimes people who think they know everything, they become conclusive. That means they tend to judge a situation quicker than they should because they don't have all the information they need in order to do so. You become conclusive, you become judgmental, and you limit your experience of people. When you think you know everything, you walk into a situation and you already have an attitude or a mindset that there's nothing else you can learn in a situation. When you think you know everything, you become the kind of person who is quick to answer and usually quick to conclude and quick to assume as opposed to listening. So number 2 on this journey of improving our lives through evaluating our perspective, have a willingness to learn, guys. The thing about learning is that it's a process. So as long as you're in this world, you will find things that you haven't came across before, and instead of you rejecting or opposing information, have a willingness to learn and evaluate and perhaps analyze and find out where and how it fits in your life. Have a willingness to learn. Be open to learning new things. You might be surprised what you can find out, and not only new things from certain people, but be open to learn new things from people that you come across in life, from different spheres of life. I'm talking about a child or a security guard or your neighbor or someone who's helping you at home. It doesn't matter. The thing about life lessons is that it's not going to come the way you expect it to come, and usually it doesn't come from people that you think it's going to come from. You learn what you learn when you learn it. And when you're not open to the experience of learning, you might miss it because you think that it's coming from a certain direction or from a certain person, whilst you're just supposed to be in a constant state of learning, when you're supposed to be in a constant phase where you're like, what am I going to learn today? I'm waking up this morning. I wonder what does the day has for me. I wonder what is it that I'm going to learn. And you just are automatically opening yourself up to learning new things. That's the first thing. The second thing in this category of having the willingness to learn, intentionally seek information that's going to benefit your life. So if you want to be a certain thing, or you want to know more about relationships, or you want to know more about finances, go out and seek that information. Usually entertainment does not necessarily inform you with things that build your life. It's more often than not very positive. But when you intentionally go out and seek the kind of information that will add into your life, it usually does indeed add a dimension or a angle to your life that otherwise you might not have received it. So be the kind of person who is in a constant state of learning, and who understands and know that you're not going to only learn from certain people, but you learn differently from different people at different times, in different seasons, and different things as well. Part 3 of this journey, or this episode of how perspective can improve your life. Have a willingness to contribute. Have a willingness to add value. Don't just always look for people to add into your life. Walk around with an attitude of, how am I going to contribute today? What can I contribute? Where can I contribute? And by just simply thinking that way, you will always find opportunity to add value or to contribute to other people's lives. When you're in an organization or in a relationship or wherever that you are, when you decide to actually contribute, you begin usually to appreciate things better. You don't take things for granted, because usually people who are bystanders end up complaining about the processes of what people that are contributing doing, as opposed for them to be actually involved with the process. So when you contribute, you actually begin to appreciate things better, because you get to understand, oh wait, it's not as easy as it looks. Oh, it's not as quick as I thought it could be. So it helps you have a different perspective than you would otherwise not have, had you not become part of the organization, or had you not become an intentional contributor, be it in a relationship with your partner, as opposed to you complaining that they are not doing 1 or 2 or 3. Contribute and be like, okay, how can I perhaps help you become the best version of yourself? How about that? How can I make your life easier today? At work, contribute to your colleagues. It doesn't matter, guys, what they're thinking. It doesn't matter what exactly is it that they're about, or what understanding of what they're doing is. It is more important for you to understand that part of changing your perspective to improve your life, it's actually not even about other people. It is about you. It is about what you want to get out of your life. It's about an understanding that if things have to change in your life, you have to take charge, and you're in control. And when you're in control, you can't necessarily blame other people based on what they're doing or what they're not doing that is affecting your life in a certain way, or whatever the case is. What is more important is for you to be the kind of person that you want to see. So be the change that you want to see. Be the kind of person who adds value whenever you walk into a place. Leave places different than you found them, regardless of how they are. People have different battles that they're fighting. You don't want to be necessarily arguing with something that you don't even know, blaming people that they're not doing this or that, but you have an understanding that perhaps it's better for me to contribute where I know, or how I know, in order to change the dynamics of the place. So we are actually at number 4. Be flexible to change. Welcome it, embrace it. I mean, I know there's different types of changes, and other changes are very, very uncomfortable. It doesn't mean that you have to necessarily be happy about it, but things about change is that you also have to get to a place in your life where you tell yourself that regardless of the change that there is, whether in my surroundings or in myself or in the people that are around me, I will be okay, because change is one of those things that we don't have control over. You know, there's change that we initiate and there's change that happens, and before you even get to judge it too quickly, take a look at it and get to find out how you can perhaps accommodate it, or how you can maybe live with the new ways of doing things. Change is a part of life. Change is something that more often than not forces us to grow, forces us to get out of our comfort zone, and it also helps you know yourself better, because it isn't change where certain things are pressed out of you and you're like, okay, I didn't know I was like that, or I didn't know I had that. And it also helps you have better relationships with people if you allow people to change and be what they are. It's either that change might not fit your life anymore, which is okay, or that change will improve your life, which is even better. But either way, don't try to control things that are beyond your control. Remember that the only person that you have control over is yourself. Remember that, yourself. So don't try to control other people or try to control how things must go or not go. The only thing that you have to focus on is the fact that you have a focus, a vision, and this and that you're trying to get out of life. And when the change is in line with that, it's okay. When it's not in line with that, it's okay. You will find a way in order to get from point A to point B. Remember, guys, it is not that you are not disrupted during the journey. It is that you stand and you keep fighting and you keep being in the ring for you to be a better version of yourself. In that way, you learn something about yourself that you didn't know. In that way, you might even find better ways to do things. In that way, you might, who knows, it might be better for you than you actually expected, which could be the case, and it is the case more often than not, the change that forces you to grow. Last but not least, be curious, guys. If you want to improve your life, if you want to improve how you view things, and you want to get the most out of life, be curious. Don't be the kind of person who simply accepts things for what they are without asking any questions. When somebody's like, so this is how we do things, and you're like, okay, you should be asking why or why not. Be the kind of person who is constantly trying to get the most out of things, and you can't if you're not curious. Curiosity helps you see things that you otherwise didn't see, or find out about things that you would otherwise not find about. It's very, very good to have a constant curious attitude. Hence, kids grow. Kids grow not only because the brains are like sponges, are always absorbing all kinds of different information, but kids grow because they are curious. They're asking a question, mommy, why is this done this way? Or daddy, why is it done that way? Or why should I do this? Or why should I not do that? Most of us have been raised in families where when you ask a question, it's almost like you're being disrespectful, and we have learned to step back and not ask questions just to make other people feel comfortable. It's unfortunate because that has made us miss out on opportunity to learn a new thing. So I do encourage you guys that if you want to get the best out of life, be curious in your relationships, be curious at work, be curious with people that you meet. Who knows, you might form new relationships. You might find a network that you might not otherwise found had you not been curious. And you might know more about yourself as well, because it is in curiosity that information that is otherwise not available or obvious is revealed. Remember, guys, that having the right perspective in life does not necessarily guarantee that you will have desired outcome, but it is very important for you to remember and to know that no matter what happens in life, you will be okay. It is very important for you to guard your heart, the things that get into your heart, because sooner or later they will be the very things that comes out of your heart. It's very important for you to mind the kind of things that you meditate on, because as we probably know, thoughts becomes words, which then becomes actions, which then becomes habit, and then it becomes your life. So if you want to have a certain kind of life, it is not in passivity that you're going to find it. It is intentional every single day. Small life interventions that will help us to get to where we would like to get and improve our lives bits by pieces. Life happens to all of us, but it is not that life happens that actually makes us be bystanders in our own lives. It is that life happens so that we grow and we actually get to know ourselves better in a way that we would otherwise not have gotten to know ourselves. Thank you guys for joining me on my very first YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos, and that way you'll be notified of every video that comes. And you can also check out my social media so that you see any information. Get in touch, let me know what you think about this information that I shared with you guys. And also I just want to know how changing your perspective in your own life has improved your life, or what are the things that you've actually learned in your life that have improved your life.